Back to Mystics MMOs. I'm your host, Mystic Raven. What are we doing? More farming and more grinding. It's what we're doing. I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff done. I need to just get rid of some of this stuff. That should be able to go on my other dude. I can probably afford to get rid of that though. Yeah. No. Yeah, I think we can get rid of that one. Use the 120s. Keep that for now. Just getting rid of shit. That one has a on it. Eternal, what's up, dude? Since I'm the only one here, I do have a quick question. What do you think about Black Desert Online coming to PS4? Have you tried it on any platform? I have Black Desert. I have it on PC. Black Desert is really awesome combat. The story's meh. Like, it does have a campaign to it, like a story. It's okay. I mean, it'll get you through. The crafting is tedious. Getting up to level 50. Here's the thing with Black Desert. To PvP, you're going to need to get into a guild, right? It's got like one of the best guild PvP systems for Node Wars. Really does. But there's a huge gap between gear. A lot of people are like, oh no, I'm like, yeah, there is. And it's grindy. Once you hit Awaken, once you become Awaken, it's a grind fest. It's grind. It takes you days to level. You're not, that's the problem with Black Desert. So you never get to jump classes much in Black Desert. It is gender locked, but it's not bad. But graphically, stunning. Combat, it's like Mortal Kombat meets an MMO. It is an amazing, amazing combat system. And I pretty much own majority of like MMOs that you can think of. And I do own Black Desert. I can jump on Black Desert anytime. But it was such a grind that it deterred me. I was just like, it's just too grindy. But once you get into like a guild and you get into Node Wars, the game shines. It really does. Once you start getting into large battles with guildmates, it's not meant to be like ESO where you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be 1vxing. Yeah, no. You can probably like grieve like lobbies, but if you bump into like two people of like almost equivalent gear, you're gonna get your ass smacked for even trying it most of the time. And there is a kind of the way you build your points is really nice. How you build the combos, unlocking combos, building strengths based on those combos. The combat system is really unique in Black Desert. So I appreciate the game for what it is, but it's such a grind. Like, you're going to be committed to a character. My only recommendation is do the research, find out what class you're going to go for. And if they don't have the class that initially when it releases for PS4, you can get it, like, still buy it, but wait until they get your class out. You don't want to spend too much time in one character, developing one character in that game, just to turn around and have to build all over again. Because that's where the game grabs you. Do the patches destroy builds like ESO? No. No. I'm tired of having to rebuild, and it launches next month, so I pre-order already. Any form of solo PvP. There is solo PvP. It's open world, so you can't PvP another person until level 50. So there's like a grieve lock system. Once you hit level 50, it's open game, man. Like it's beware. If you're going out of a town, the only time you're protected is when you're in the town. And I know a lot of people want to say, oh well, there is this little prevention method, but it doesn't matter. You can force people into a PvP conflict when you're on your nodes farming, like mobs and stuff. So yeah, after level 50, it's gloves off, like gloves off, man. And if you die, there's repercussions for death. So you don't want to get caught dying. It's not very forgiving. So that's the thing. If you grieve somebody, there's also negative karma. So negative karma in that game can cause your gear to break. So you can only kill people 4 times before you have to work off the karma, or else your gear can break. Open world PvP like old World of Warcraft PvP servers, right? That is what Black Desert is. It's what Black Desert is. It's open world PvP. Yeah, people can be just doing their thing. If they're over level 50, you can force them into a PvP conflict. Now you'll get negative karma if they're not flagged. If they're flagged, right? Now that's where Guild Wars is. So if you have a guild and let's say you're not doing a node war, you can have an all-out open guild war. So your guild can, declare war on another guild. If that guild accepts the war, right? Says, okay, yeah, then there's no penalty associated at all. No negative karma. It's just like you see them, they see you. There's no negative karma. But if you PvP with somebody who's not flagged, you can kill them, right? But you'll get negative karma. You'll get a PK marker on you. After four negatives, you basically have to grind out the negative karma. So it's very, very, it has a lot to it. But as far as the boating, fishing, there's so many cool things. Hell yeah, I'm definitely gonna grind a tune out then. Maybe the Ranger or the Wizard. I don't know. Ranger's not gonna be out when it first launches, is it? I know Wizard is. Wizard is. Gladiator, I want to say. Trying to think. Berserker. When Xbox launched, they only had 6 of the classes out of all the classes. Xbox is still pushing them in. Oh, maybe Ranger is. Archer isn't. That's right. So Ranger is, Archer isn't. So there's a Ranger and an Archer. So everything has strikers in there too. So a striker is a male combatant, and then I have a mystic, which is the female counterpart of the striker. So there are counterparts to certain classes, and there's Ranger and Archer. So Ranger is the male version, or maybe it's the female, and then there's the Archer. So they're kind of similar, but their attack structure combo is the same, but their abilities slightly differ, and their awaken abilities are completely different as far as combos. And wizards are really good. They're the one of the more and you'll get when you're looking at a character, it'll tell you the pros and the cons. So in PvP, it's a paper rock scissor type thing. There's a flanker. What is it? There's no holy trinity like you would associate in a typical MMO. So there's support, flank, and frontline. Frontliners jobs like your Valkyrie, your Berserker. Those are your frontline people. Your flankers are like your ninja, your striker, all of those classes. Then there's the support, which are like the wizards and the archers. So those are support classes. So they each all have strengths and weaknesses associated. So basically, like some of the range classes can be slow but really hit powerful. Then some of them are fast but don't hit as hard. And then there's flankers who hit really hard but don't have a lot of defense. So they're based on mobility. Then you have the frontliners who don't hit very hard, but they have a lot of endurance and resistance. So there's pros and cons to each of the classes in that game. But yeah, it's amazing. The combat's simply amazing. If you like Street Fighter type combat and put it into an MMO, you'll love Black Desert. Open world PvP, yep, exactly, it is. There's just pros and cons. Can you build a wizard defense for a proper support build? There is a spec system, and most of the PC players will go over your Awaken specs or Awaken builds. So the Awaken builds is what you want to pay attention to, how you're going to use combo structure. It's all about combo structure in the game, and you'll get accustomed to it and how you spec or how you build your combo with your point placement. And it's all about acquiring as many points as possible to, get as many combinations as possible in that game. So that's why I said it's grindy, very grindy. But the combat is simply amazing. The graphics are stunning. There's no dungeon crawling. So then you'll go to another website that'll have your gear progression system. And there's huge gaps between gear. So if you're not geared very well in comparison to somebody of the same awakened level as you, you'll get your ass ripped. It's very gear dependent. Very gear dependent. Was my only complaint. Like, I don't, as skillful as the game is, it's not based on skill. And that's another thing that really disappointed me with Black Desert, because I really love the combat. I really love it, but the problem of it is you can get a shit player, and as long as he has better gear than you, he can literally hit you with only like a 3 combo system and whoop the fuck out of you. And it's like, that sucks. It's like you can have a better defense and whatever, like, how to counter, a lot of his attacks, but it doesn't matter. He outgears you. So take that one for, but that also, there's a lot of people that can make a lot of money in the game, for people. Is the gear progression the pay to win aspect that everybody complains about? To a degree, yeah. You don't necessarily buy a lot of the gear, but you buy the conveniences in the shop to acquire the gear. So that's why everybody complains. So a lot of people complain about Black Desert, even though they don't sell like the gear pieces themselves. They make everything so convenient for the players to obtain the gear that it's almost like it's pointless. Like, you're going to want those incentives to increase the capability of acquiring the gear, and especially when it comes to weight and deconning and stuff. Because when you decon, you have to get certain things to break down for your powders and your resins. Why? Because you have to use those to enhance your gear progression. So once you acquire a piece, you're going to enhance it. And every time you try to enhance it, it has a chance to break. So that's another thing that a lot of players don't want to risk, is breaking their gear. So yeah, it's pretty real. But yeah, the combat's slick as fuck. 1 second. Oh, no problem, brother. No problem, Eternal. Yeah, no, I think you'll like the combat. The combat is really good. Graphics are awesome. Just when you, like I said, when you make a character, commit to it. You don't want to have to regrind. You don't want to in that game. Regrinding out a new character is not worth it. And get a guild going on, or get in a guild, because the battles for the guild wars and the node wars in that game are, oh my god, it's telling you, man. And like, dude, you should see some videos. Like, people who get like siege weapons, and I've seen people like, you know, use siege in open world. I'm like, there's some crazy stuff, dude. There's crazy shit in that game. It's lightweight slick.
Odin, what, Dodo? What is it? What is it? I'm guessing outside. You want to go outside?
But like I said, I don't play it because it's just too grindy.
Dad, in 5 minutes, let Odin.
One second.
Dad, yes, you can.
40 extra. Oh yeah. I gotta do this daily though. I gotta get it out of the way. First time. Go medium for now, I think. I wouldn't risk it.
I'm back.
All right.
Re. Okay. I think so the girl is okay, but she's basic. I like the black one. Like, hers is not that
Oh, shit. Pretty cool.
I was going through my house too. I need to finish it. I'm going to do it in high school. But, I don't know.
All right.
Should I join based on the skits, make these like cookies, MVP plus plus, recommended, or such? Oh, I actually got okay.
All right. All right. All right. Right. Okay, looks good.
It's just that it's not the most perfect range, you know? Like, it's more than I want. Just realize that skin is so open, right? Especially in skin. Like my skin, it wouldn't be great for me. Because my skin's crazy. I have a skin full of skin. And I could wear it. That skin's just
All right.
Okay, found the same. Okay, I'm here. What?
Damn it.
This girl's nice. Do you like my skin? My skin's very No, there's someone trying to go in. There we go. There's that.
All right.
Oh, she has a really cute
One
skin.
second. Oh yeah, that was a good run. Good run. Alrighty.
Okay.
So where we're at.
Playing with fire. bigger is better. Come and play! For the night is bright and you can sleep when it's day. Wait, wait, wait! When you play with fire. The leaves on the bank. This is so much fun. Let's eat some more.
Not pretty, but we did it. Woof. Just a ton of garbage to dodge. Yeah. Just a ton of garbage. And DPS check. And just mechanics, more mechanics. It's mechanic heavy. Very, very mechanic heavy. I felt okay, but once again, I feel the 2 wipes were due to, like, you know, I was just insanely healing more than I felt like I should have been in comparison. I think potency does need to go in higher. Once again, it's a mechanic thing. But, you know, overall, I'm pretty happy about it. I got quite a bit to go. I still got about 6K tonight, and I should be able to get that, and I'll be 77. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, but this, probably what I'm going to be doing is more than likely the Scholar for clears, and then once we get, like I said, familiar, we'll push the ASTs. So, try to get them running as much as possible. So I am a very fortunate person to be multiple leveling the healers. That's going to be to any healer's advantage moving forward, is to kind of level them all up. They share the same gear. The only thing that you'll have to worry about is the weapon, that slot. So maybe make some adjustments to the materia based on whatever specifications. But overall, yeah. Now, once I get the healers up there, I'll be working my tank just for my dailies, my Dragoon for my support, and then I'll be playing up with my Machinist, my Dancer, a Red Mage, things like that along the way. So, anyways, guys, I want to let you guys go. Just grind, and more grinding. But farming and grinding is what we do. That's what MMOs are about. And I really do enjoy this game because, like I said, this is an ideal situation for me. Being able to accommodate teams based on, you know, role is one of the elements I really like about Final Fantasy XIV. I honestly think that more games need to understand that, you know, accessibility is the key. You know, with the more accessibility players have at their disposal, the more likely they're able to engage with their friends more frequently. And that's a win-win majority of the time. So, with that being said, I'm going to let you go. I'm Mr. Craven. This is Mystics MMOs. As always, have a nice day.